She threw the large bottle, and it made contact and shattered everywhere. I honestly didn't feel the pain at first at all. I felt no pain whatsoever. What I felt was, I felt heat. I felt heat, and I felt as if something were dripping down my hand, you know. And then I looked down and realized that the tip of my finger had been severed.
As if one charge of defamation was not enough, Amber Heard is now looking at jail time for committing a punishable offense in Australia against Johnny Depp. Unfortunately, things can go down south pretty quickly for the actress now that her crime has been brought to light. So what crime did Amber Heard commit? Does it bear any relevance to the Depp versus Heard trial? Watch the video to find out. To put it quite simply, remember when Depp accused Heard of severing his finger with a glass bottle? Team Depp brought out proof to prove that the incident actually took place and that Heard did indeed attack him with the bottle. Unfortunately for Heard, the incident happened in Australia, where attacking someone with any piece of glass is a punishable crime with a minimal jail time of 3 years. Since she caused significant damage to his hand, she could be looking at a longer jail period. This information was first brought to light via a Twitter post at Pure Johnny Depp. The user had taken a lengthy message from social media from an anonymous Australian who has kept his identity hidden for legal purposes. The message stated that what Heard did to Depp was known as glassing in Australia. It is also known as bottling. An attacker may either smash an intact piece of glass on someone's body, or they can use a glass shard to cut someone with the intention of causing physical harm. Glassing is considered a very heinous crime in Australia with definitive jail time. If the actress had been arrested when it happened, she would have been reported for domestic violence as well, which is yet another criminal offense with no room for negotiation in the country, unlike the USA. The only reason the actress was not caught by Australian law enforcement was that Depp did not report injuries to any hospital. Instead, he took treatment from a private hand surgeon, Dr. David Kulber. If Depp had taken medical consultations at any hospital, the medical staff would have immediately reported it to the police, which would have led to investigations incriminating the actress. It's worth noting that Amber Heard was already in trouble with the Australian law at that point in time. She was found guilty of smuggling her 2 dogs into the country without quarantining them for 10 days as per the country's protocols. She paid a $1,000 fine for the same. However, local authorities in Australia are still investigating the actress for perjury or lying under oath during the smuggling trial. If the glassing crime had come out at that time, Heard would have muddled with the accusations and a lot of criminal allegations. Let us dive in depth into what actually went down in Australia on that fateful night. Beware, the incidents are quite graphic from here on. Johnny Depp claims his ex-wife Amber Heard threw a vodka bottle at him, shattering it and severing his finger during an argument over him attempting to get her to sign a post-nuptial agreement. Depp testified about the fight on the second day of his defamation trial against Heard. Depp has accused Heard of destroying his reputation and career by making false allegations of domestic violence. Heard filed a countersuit alleging that Depp assaulted her on multiple occasions before and during their marriage, which ended in divorce in 2016. Depp claims the fight that resulted in the amputation of his finger occurred about a month after his wedding to Heard, when she flew out to Australia to visit him while he was filming the 5th installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Depp claims he and Heard did not have a prenuptial agreement because the idea caused them to argue prior to their marriage, and it was eventually too late, he said. Eventually, he claims the topic of a postnuptial agreement came up, and he requested that his lawyers meet with Heard to explain how such an agreement works. Thrown into a tailspin, Depp was not present at the meeting, but Heard arrived in Australia, according to Depp, very upset about how the meeting went, believing that one of the lawyers she has met with was rude and dismissive. The meeting threw her into into a tailspin and sank very deep into her psyche, Depp stated. She was irate and possessed, and when I tried to remove myself from the situation, as I normally would, she was hammering me with brutal words, Depp recalled. It wasn't nice to be called an ass kisser or a pussy by lawyers, that I didn't fight for her or defend her, he stated. What surprised me the most was that she kept saying, "I'm not even in your will," Depp said. I thought that was odd, especially since I don't believe anyone had time to change wills or anything of the sort. Johnny Depp was on a gurney with his right hand's middle finger bandage after it was severed in a fight with Amber Heard in March of 2015. Depp stated that he was staying in a large house in Australia and recalls locking himself in at least 9 bedrooms and bathrooms that day as she was banging on the doors and screaming obscenities and wanting to have a physical altercation. Depp claims he had been sober for some time at that point, but the stress of the situation caused him to go to the house bar and pour himself a few shots of vodka. Heard, he claims, followed him to the bar and began yelling at him for drinking again. Before throwing the bottle of vodka at him, the bottle, he claims, flew past his face and smashed on the ground behind him. Depp claims he then returned to the bar, purchased a larger bottle of vodka, and poured himself another drink. Heard, he claims, picked up the second bottle and threw it at him, and this time it struck his hand, slicing off his middle right finger. It made contact and shattered everything, he explained. I honestly didn't feel any pain at first. All I felt was heat and something dripping down my hand.
She threw the large bottle, and it made contact and shattered everywhere.
Then when I looked down, I saw that the tip of my finger had been severed, and I was staring at my bones and the meaty portion of the inside of your finger. Heard's point of view, in her response to Depp's lawsuit, Heard told a very different story, claiming that they first got into a fight when she saw Depp pull out a bag of MDMA, despite the fact that he was supposed to be clean at the time. The argument became heated, and Johnny pushed, slapped, and shoved me to the ground before I retreated to a locked bedroom and went to sleep, Heard said in a statement. She claims they fought for 3 days at the house, and she accuses Depp of shoving her into a ping pong table, grabbing her hair, choking her, and throwing objects and alcohol at her. Johnny grabbed my neck and collarbone and slammed me against the countertop in one of the 3-day ordeal's most horrific and terrifying moments. As he strangled me, I struggled to stand, but my arms and feet kept slipping and sliding on the spilled alcohol and being dragged against the broken glass on the countertop and floor, which slashed my feet and arms repeatedly, Heard penned. According to Heard, Depp cut his finger by slamming a hard plastic phone against the wall. I did not throw a vodka bottle or any other type of bottle at Johnny, nor did I cause Johnny's finger injury, she wrote. Earlier in the trial, the marriage counselor for the former couple testified that she believed the two engaged in mutual abuse. Laurel Anderson, a therapist, said she had never personally witnessed physical abuse. Still, Heard showed up to solo sessions with bruises on her face and admitted to starting physical fights with Depp. And now we would like to hear your thoughts on the issue. Do you think Amber will go to jail or will she be acquitted? Are you Team Heard or Team Depp? Let us know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, like and subscribe to keep in touch with all things pop culture.